Now spinners get drift. Firstly, what is drift? It is basically swing, but for spinners. That's the easiest way to put it or dumb it down for someone who's trying to understand. But here's what happens, right? Or let's just take the example of a Washington Sundar today, where naturally he's an off spinner, and so to a right hand batter, he moves the ball, okay, irrespective to the batter, he moves the ball from left to right. That's off spin for you. Now, what happens in drift, the case of an off spinner, is that the ball in the air moves from right to left, and after pitching, it still moves left to right. And why drift is so tough to play is because the ball does not remain at the trajectory at which it was released. Instead, the trajectory changes. And in the case of Sundar, where there was a change of 5.4 degrees, it was obvious that the ball was always going to hit Ben Stokes' pad first before his bat, because Ben Stokes was shaping up to play the original trajectory, which did not happen. Now, there's multiple ways in which spinners release the ball, right? The most common that you'll see is somewhat a middle seam where you can see the seam, and then there's another release where you can see the surface of the ball as it comes to you. Now, if you just release it on in a manner such that the surface of the ball is visible, you will never get any kind of drift. Because drift is a component of not only the surfaces of the ball, but also the seam. And so it becomes important in the case of drift to have the ball, or to have the seam rather, at a particular angle, which, if you'll see the replay on the dismissal, was exactly the case with Washi. And that's honestly something that he could have even planned out. Ashwin used to do this a lot, where he used to play with the kind of release of the seam where he would have some releases, as you'll see to probably Manas or even Steve Smith in the Australia series, where he would particularly or deliberately ball it around on the seam so that he would get that drift away, and then the ball would just pitch and even hold its line at times. That's what Washi's done. Brilliant stuff.